Hello, my dear students. So, today I have come back with the rest of the part of the lesson, the glimpses of the past. So, in the previous class, we have discussed that this lesson deals with the period 1757 to 1857. This period has a very significant role in the history of Indian freedom, because in the year 1757 the Battle of Polachi was fought in Bengal, in which the East India Company won the battle and they extended their rulership in India. And we also learned in the previous class how they were exploiting our Indian farmers and Indian industries, and even the princes, they were engaged with each other in fighting, and that's why it was very easy to defeat them, and the princes were subdued, and it was very easy for the Britishers or the East India Company to extend their extend and establish their rulership in India in a greater and vast way. So during that time, Ram Mohan Roy, a learned man from Bengal who understood what was wrong with the country, he was the person who was aware of the fact that our society must be reformed, because there was lack of education, and that's why it was easy to befool common mass or common people, because people were not educated. So the religious preachers, they were teaching different things, and some were just misleading the people with wrong concepts and with superstitions. So that's why Ram Mohan Roy, he knew that a society must be reformed, and he used to tell his wife that cows are of different colors, but the color of their milk is the same, which means that different teachers have different opinions, but the essence of every religion is the same. That means different religious teachers may teach different things to the people, but their essence, that means, but the main thing that is to be taught to the common people should be the same, should be love for each other, respect for each other. He was attracted by science and modern knowledge. Knowledge should be practical and scientific, which Ram Mohan Roy used to believe. He crossed the seas and went to England to see what made the British powerful. There he told them, "We accept you as rulers, and you must accept us as subjects. But you must remember the responsibility a ruler owes to his subjects." So, for the well being of our country and countrymen, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he just crossed the seas and went to England to see why the Britishers are so powerful. So, he told that the countrymen of India accept you as rulers, but you have to also remind or remember that you have the responsibility to be a ruler, and you have the responsibilities for your subjects also, as we are the subjects. Subjects means subordinates, those who are under you. We are under you, so it is your duty to look after us. So he reminded the Britishers. He started newspapers, but the suspicious British stopped them in 1823, because the Britishers were in such conception that due to the newspaper, any protest may appear, any rebel may happen. That's why they just stopped printing the newspaper in 1823, which was published by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, because he was the person who was able to open the eyes of the common people. So next, operation means torture, from the year 1765 to 1835, how the people were being tortured in that era by the Britishers. But the British continued to oppress Indians. Again, oppress means torture. But the British continued to oppress Indians. In 1818, they had passed Regulation 3. Now, the Regulation Act and 3, under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. In general case, what happens if someone is accused of something, so constitution gives that person a chance of having a trial, and in that trial, if the person is verdicted to be accused, then only he will get the punishment of being jailed. But at that time, the Indians could be jailed without trial in a court. He didn't get a chance of proving himself or herself innocent. All the time, British officers in India drew big salaries and also made fortunes in private business. So they were just looting our countries, looting the wealth of our country. They used to draw big salaries, and they were making fortunes in private business also. By 1829, Britain was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. So they were completely looting our country. They were just exploiting our countrymen. The British prospered on the company's loot while Indian industries began to die. So it was a contrasting picture. While the East India Company, it was flourishing with the wealth of our country, side by side, in contrast, our own industries, the Indian industries, they were on the verge of dying. Governor General Bentinck reported back home, the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. So cotton weavers, they were also facing problems due to this exploitation. Dissatisfaction during the year 1835 to 1856. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. In 1835, an Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. We should teach the natives through the English language. I agree. So the proposal came that Indians should be taught English instead of Persian and Sanskrit. English education produced clerks to whom the British gave petty jobs under them. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. We must educate our brothers and try to improve their material conditions. For that, we must convey our grievances to the British Parliament. Now, when the people started to get the education, while they were getting jobs under British, side by side there were some people who became aware of the fact that it is the need of the situation that we should educate our brothers means the countrymen of India, and we should try to improve their material conditions, and for that we must convey our grievances means the problems we are facing, that must be reported to the British Parliament, the problems we are facing, the problems that our countrymen are facing. Now, by 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. Now we can compare the thing. Now you can see that the yellow part is the states which were still under the Indian ruler, and this pink part is of British area. Now we can compare, it is the picture, this is the map of 1856. Okay, and we have seen the picture in the beginning, that was the map, I think here we can see this is the map of the year 1765. The British they have just started to conquer our country. A small part was under the rulership of British people in the year 1765, and now we can see the map of India. It is during the year 1856, and most of the territories were under British rulership. So they cared little about the needs of Indians. Our kings have become puppets, and we have lost our old jobs. So this was the situation of Indian people. The kings have become puppets. Puppets means Katputli, and we have lost our old jobs and lands. Indian people were losing everything, money, lands, and they were made to pay heavy taxes. They are converting our brothers, even they were religiously converting people from Hinduism to Christian. You only talk, do something to drive them out. Now, the sparks. What made people to fight the battle of the first war of independence in the year 57? What was the background? The sparks. How the sparks came. Taxes continued to ruin the peasants. Peasants means the ordinary farmers, ordinary men, ordinary farmers. Taxes continued to ruin. They were destroying the peasants, the common Indian farmers. In Bengal, the Santals. Santals is a caste or race who had lost their lands under new land rules became desperate. They were helpless, they were losing everything, and that's why the Santals they became desperate. In 1855 they rose in rebellion. Rebellion means protest. They protested and massacred Europeans and their supporters alike. Means they killed a lot of Europeans and their supporters alike. Discontent was brewing in the East India Company's army too. Discontent means dissatisfaction. The opposite, the antonym or opposite word of satisfaction is dissatisfaction. Contentment, content is the opposite word of discontent. Content means satisfaction and discontent means dissatisfaction. Discontent was brewing, it was rising in the East India Company's army too. The white soldier gets huge pay, mansions to live in, servants, while we get a pittance and slow promotions. The Angrez asks us to cross the sea which is against our religion. Who is the Topiwala to abolish our age-old customs? We must drive out the Angrez. Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and thousand and was executed. So there was dissatisfaction in the East India Company's army because the white soldier gets huge pay. There was a contrast. While the white soldiers under the British regiment, they were under the East India Company's army, they were getting huge pay and mansions and servants. While the Indian soldiers and Indian job holders, they were getting pittance and slow promotions. There was a sharp biasness and partiality. So the Angrez asked to cross the sea, which is against the religion of Hindu people. Okay, so we must drive out the Angrez. So they were very much dissatisfied, the Indian soldiers. Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and was executed. So Sepoy Mangal Pandey, we have heard his name. So he was one of the leaders of Sepoy Mutiny, and so he was executed or killed by the British people. Thousands of other sepoys revolted. They were stripped of their uniforms, humiliated, and put in irons. So, those who revolted or protested, they were stripped of their uniforms. Their uniforms were taken away and they were humiliated and put in irons. Irons means put in jail. Few Englishmen had cared to understand Indian customs or the people's mind. O proud Brahmin soldiers, do you know that the grease on the bullet you have to bite is made from the fat of cows and pigs? Now, there was another thing that the bullet, the people first had to bite. Before using the bullet, they had to bite through their teeth, and they were not aware of the fact that the grease of the bullet, the grease which was on the bullet, that was made of the fat of cows and pigs, which were then which were a sin for Hindu people to bite the flesh or something fat of cows and pigs. It was a sin for Hindu people. So it was hurting their sentiments. So what the white men deceived us too. So without their information, they were made to bite the fat of cows and pigs. So they felt cheated. They felt of being cheated, and so they were very angry with the British people. The white man has deceived. Deceived means they have cheated us too. Soon chaparasies were sent from village to village to tell the people that their emperor would want their services. Yes, all my village men will be ready. Similarly, lotus flowers circulated among Indian soldiers. Death to the foreigner. The masses gave all help and shelter to the patriots. So everyone was angry and they wanted to drive away the British. So a large number of people united in this mission and they promised to help the patriots. Now, the revolt of 1857. Then there was a violent outbreak at Meerut. Outbreak means outbreak of protest. At Meerut, the sepoys marched to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. So, Bahadur Shah was the king of India. The rebellion spread wider. Many landlords had lost their lands before because of the British policies and they were sore. The white man's rule must end. Yes, we will help you. So, the people of India were united, were getting united against the British. The fight for freedom. So, the first war of independence in the year 1857. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The white man has taken away my kingdom. Many princes and kings and queens they have lost their kingdoms due to the fake concept and policies of British and by being defeated by the Britishers, so they were angry with them. Even the kings and queens they were also getting united against the British, like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow. Popular leaders like Malvi Ahmedullah of Faizabad told the people, "Rise, brothers, rise! The Angrez is ruining our land." So they joined the upsurge. Upsurge means the rise of protest against the foreigner. The people rose everywhere in Bareilly, Kanpur, and Allahabad. So, everywhere people were getting united against the Britishers. Azimullah Khan told Tatya Topi, "We should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as our leader in this war of independence." We all know Tatya Topi, Peshwa Nana Sahib, they were the leaders in this freedom fighting. So 80-year-old Kuwar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you. The patriots pounced upon the British and fought peace battles all over North India. So, everyone, even the common people and also the leaders, the kings, the queens, the rulers, everyone in India were getting united to drive away the British. And so, the Great War was fought, the first war of independence was fought in the year 1857 to drive away the British people, and this was the background and this was the reason for this fighting, and it was the start of the freedom struggle. So I hope you have understood. Okay, thank you for today.